Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hello, Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone. Well, as I'm sure you guys are aware, today's a big day here in the US. Today is election day, and that is what the majority of this video is going to be about. My first question for you today, Boris, is what is going to be the outcome of this election? Obviously, we know the votes aren't probably going to be counted tonight, but what's going to happen after this election, Boris, with crypto?
Well, the first thing is what's going to happen before we know the results. And what I think we're going to see is a ton of volatility. And we've already seen it lately. If we go back to October 26, we were at 66,000. And then we went all the way up, to about 73, 300, 400. So we were very close to the whole-time high. We were just a few $100s away. And that was October 29th. And then went back down on November 1st, down to 69, but then came back up to 70, almost 71, 500. And then crashed all the way down to 67 on November 3rd. Then went back up to 69,000. And then yesterday we had another crash. If we look at here, and what's funny is if we put the candle, we see those candles have small bodies, but they have, big up and down. So last night, for instance, we went all the way down to like 66,000. 60,800, and then this morning we're back up at almost 69,000. So it's gonna be all over the place because probably over the tonight in the US they will start announcing some of the results. Depending on what these results are, people will think, oh yeah, it's more Trump or it's more Harris, and depending on the news, we'll probably see a lot of ups and downs. So we're going to see a lot of volatility, meaning really big candles going up and down all over the place. Some people getting worried, some people being happy. And until we have a final result, it's going to be all over the place. Then, of course, we have the actual results once we know who it is. And this could take some time. It could take a day, it could take several days, it could take several weeks. It really depends on how close the election is. Is it like, is it a very clear win or is it not a very clear win? That's really going to drag the results longer. If it's a tight race, it's going to definitely drag it longer. And then, of course, depending on who's winning, we'll see the market go in one direction or another. Personally, I think that if Trump wins, the bull market will resume immediately and start going up very aggressively, knowing that Trump is definitely pro crypto. If it's Harris, it might take a little bit of a dump, probably not a major dump, just going down slightly. And then eventually the bull run will resume, because no matter what, it's not because one candidate or another wins that it's either crypto going to the moon or crypto going to zero. This is not really a debate anymore. It's more like, okay, if we have a pro crypto in the White House, then probably things will move much faster. Some of the bad actors are going to be removed. We know who they are. Some people that are directors of certain agencies in the US. And then if it is Harris, it may take a little bit more time, but it will resume. At this point, I think that there is almost nothing that can prevent Bitcoin going to 100K and above. It's going to happen no matter what. The only difference is the speed at which it's going to happen. So We'll see. That will be interesting to see what when the results are in. But really, the advice for now is don't panic because you're gonna see the numbers go a little bit all over the place. And of course, some of the whales, whether they are bulls or bears, they are gonna try to push the envelope one direction or another. So that's why you're gonna see some of those, like this big red candle right here, like we've seen some big green candles. So it's gonna be a lot of big candles all over the place while we have some uncertainty and we still don't know the final results.
Thank you, Boris. I appreciate that information. Today's definitely going to be interesting, or this evening, I should say. My next question for you is, I don't know too much about this, Boris. I saw it on social media, but can you explain to me about the documents that Coinbase, released to the public, and what was that about, and what's going to happen from that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Basically, because of the Freedom Information Act, Coinbase asked for some documents from the FDIC. And for those who are not really familiar, the FDIC is the agency that protects bank accounts in the US. It's when they say FDIC insured, meaning that if a bank goes under, they at least guarantee that you will have a certain amount of money left on your bank account, $100,000 or $250,000. So the thing is, they discovered in some of the documents that were sent to them, they discovered letters that are dating back from March to October 2022, where the FDIC is asking banks not to provide any services in relation to crypto. Which is a big deal because that means that they were acting almost against people who wanted to invest in crypto, and they were basically asking the banks like either to pause or to refrain from providing or not to proceed with crypto-related bank services. That's why suddenly, everybody was wondering, why is my bank telling me they don't want me to transfer this money to Binance, or they don't want me to transfer this money to Coinbase, or this money to crypto.com, etc., etc.? Well, it's because they were getting basically, requests from the FDIC not to do so. So that's interesting because that's probably gonna create lots of problems at some point. Some people may try to sue or say, yeah, why did you do this? Now, in this article, they also, saying that Coinbase believes that both presidential candidates have opted for crypto-friendly stances. So, this is basically more like a thing of the past, which is the other reason why I said that whether it's one or the other that wins, no matter what, you won't prevent Bitcoin from reaching 100K and above. But very interesting to see how some of those agencies are kind of working against, people, and in short, the consent are a shameful example of a government agency trying to cut off financial access to law-abiding Americans companies. It's just amazing that that they act that way. But unfortunately, that's just the way it is with some of those agencies. So basically, depending on who's going to be elected, we're going to see more pro-crypto things, but no matter what, they're going to happen. It's too late now with the ETFs, with everything that's going on. It's going to go in the right direction for crypto. It's just that we might see even more things accelerating, depending on who's elected. So it's going to be interesting to see the results. I'm sure the American public is also anxiously waiting to see and knowing who's the next president. So that's it for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colton. And we look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.